Us, welcome back. So each week I'm going to add some Japanese lessons, mainly because I really believe that if you just take a little bit of time to work on your Japanese pronunciation and vocabulary, it'll make a tremendous difference, not only to your understanding of karate as a part of Japanese culture, but also your understanding of karate and also the impression that your dojo creates. If you want to represent a traditional Japanese martial art, well, then it only makes sense that you spend a little bit of time learning the language. So today, I want to look at the correct way to begin and end Kumite training. And this is according to Sosai when I was an Uchideshi in Japan. So to start the Kumite session, the first thing the instructor will do will tell the students to face the front. You can do that in your own language, of course. And then when the students are ready, the instructor will say, Shomen ni dei. Now, shomen means the front, shomen ni means to the front, and dei, of course, is showing your respects or bowing. Sometimes there's conjecture about the length of a vowel. Usually, if a vowel has a line over the top of it, that will mean it's double the length. So, for example, you can look at the word karate do. It's not karate do, it's karate do o, double length, karate do, like that. So in this case, shomen is short, so it's shomen ni de, shomen, shomen, not shomen, shomen. Shomen ni de. The R sound in Japanese is a bit tricky sometimes. It's a cross between an R and a D and an L, if you like. So you shape your mouth like you're about to say a D or a day, but you keep the mouth in that D shape and instead you say an R. So it becomes day, like that. So at that point, the students bow, and as they bow, they say os. And you see there the end of the os is a U. Often the end U of a Japanese word is silent. And with the one S too, in some cultures, for example, in Brazil, in Portuguese, the word OSU is pronounced soft, osu. So that's why you'll see in some places the word os is written with two S's. It's not because they're making a mistake. They just have to make that phonetic change for it to be spoken correctly. At that point, the instructor will say, otagai ni dei. Otagai means each other. Otagai ni means to each other. And dei, of course, is show respect. So otagai ni dei. Now the AI is two beats, two sounds. Otagai, ai, otagai, otagai, not otagai, 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 dei, otagai, otagai ni, dei. So the AI too, you have to be careful, is a double length vowel. So it's otagai, 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 ni, dei. The students then bow, and as they bow, they say the word onegai shimasu. Now, if you want to learn one word in Japanese that will make a difference in the dojo, that's the word onegai shimasu. It's a very polite word, so you can use it. For example, if you're speaking to someone very much above you, I would use this to sosai all the time, onegai shimasu. You would even say it, for example, I mentioned how Sosai would call me to his room and he would say, come in, sit down. When at that point, when I'd enter the room, I would bow, I go, os, onegai shimasu, and then sit down. Or if Sosai came to train, as he walked through the dojo door, you'd stop and bow and go, os, onegai shimasu, like that. It's a way to show respect, and it kind of means, may I have the honor of working together with you. Onegai shimasu. Onegai shimasu. Onegai shimasu. At that point, the instructor says kamaete. Again, the AE in kamaete is two lengths. It's not kamate, kamate or kamaite. It's kamaete, kamaete, kamaete. hajime. That starts the bout. At the end of the bout, the instructor will say, yame. And the students, of course, end and quickly return to their lines. At that point, the instructor will say, otagai ni arigatou gozaimashita. Notice the TA on the end of gozaimashita, as opposed to the SU on the end of onegai shimasu. The SU denotes present tense. The TA denotes past tense. So because the round is finished, you say it in past tense. Arigatou gozaimashita. Now, before I said about the length of the vowel, you see the arigato there, the line above the O. So that means it's double length. Arigato, arigatou gozaimashita. Otagai ni arigato, arigatou gozaimashita. Arigatou gozaimashita. Otagai ni arigatou gozaimashita. At that point, the students bow and say, osh, arigatou gozaimashita. Then the instructor will say, mawatte kudasai. Now, you probably know the word mawatte. We do it in Kihon when we're doing Ido Kihon. We get to the end, ich ni san mawatte, ich ni san mawatte, like that. Also, mawashi geri, turning a roundhouse kick. So the word mawatte, mawaru, mawatte, means to turn. Now, here you see the double T. It's very important. It's a little bit like the English word bookkeeping. The double K is not pronounced bookkeeping. The double consonant sound in Japanese means it's double the length. So it's not mawatte, it's mawatte. And here, mawatte, mawatte kudasai, at which point the students will rotate around and change partners. They'll say os as they do so. Then at the end of the kumite session, the instructor directs the students once again to face the front. The students, as they face the front, will go os, they get back in line, face the front, and then the instructor will say, shomen ni, rei. Once again, face the front. Shomen ni, rei. We show our respects to the front of the dojo, which is, in Japanese, of course, is showing your respect to your instructors and to Sosai as well. At that point, the students bow and say, os. Okay, so that's the fundamental Japanese language that you use to start and end the kumite session. And that's how it was taught by Sosai. So it's really worthwhile to take the time to learn correct Japanese pronunciation. There's probably some great resources online. And once you get that pronunciation correct, everything falls into place. So I hope that's beneficial to you. Thanks for your time. Os.